Happy holidays, you guys. Welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you 3 different looks that you can wear with a red dress. My rule of thumbs are focus on one feature on your face, so either eyes, cheeks, or lips, and also keep things neutral and understated. You don't need to overdo anything because the color of your dress is already the star of the show. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate what I mean by that. I'm going to do one cheek focus, one eye focus, and one lip focus. By the way, I'm Karina. My channel is focused on classy, natural, wearable makeup looks. Let's get into this video. For my first look, I'm going to do a very understated cheek kind of focused look, which I think is beautiful when you're wearing this bold of a color. I have a feeling this is probably going to be my favorite look, so let's get into it. First, we want to make sure our skin is extremely hydrated. So I've already moisturized and I'm going to spray my whole face with my favorite MAC Fix Plus. And I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter and I'm going to put a little bit all over my face. And I'm going to blend it all in using my fingers or a sponge just to get that extra glow under the skin so that it looks like a very glowy kind of dewy skin. So I'm calling this my cheek focus, but you could also call it like the skin focus. So you want your skin to look perfected. And by perfected, I mean like a beautiful, natural, glowy looking skin, but then all the blemishes and under eye circles are still concealed nicely. Okay, I just zoomed you in a little bit. I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. This is just a really lightweight, natural looking coverage, which is all I want. I don't want anything heavy because for our next 2 looks, when we do like an eye and lip focus, I don't want my skin to be a full coverage makeup. I just don't like the look of everything going on at once. So full coverage, smoky eye, red lip, it's just not my style. It's obviously really festive and fun, and sometimes I do like to go full glam, but in general, I'll always kind of choose one feature to focus on. And if I know I'm gonna do like a heavy or a dark lip, or sorry, a bold lip, then I will kind of tone down the skin, tone down the eyes. Next, I'm just gonna use my Born This Way concealer. I mix a little bit on the back of my hand. I want a little bit under my eyes to conceal the discoloration under there, around my nose, and anywhere I have blemishes. Then I'm just going to take my Hourglass powder. It's just a very kind of luminous, translucent setting powder. And I'm just going to set under my eyes and around kind of the center of my face. Just kind of areas that can crease. I'll leave my cheeks not set, unset. Okay, with the base being done, we want to work on warming up our cheeks a little bit. So I'm going to go in with my Chanel bronzing cream, and I'm just taking a little bit more of a smaller kind of fluffy brush. It's the contour brush by Real Techniques. And I'm going to start to warm up my cheek area, starting at the top of my ear and bringing the product down. I'm using this to warm up the edges of my face as well. So I'm kind of building the layers on my cheek. First, I warmed up the contour area with a little bit of a bronzer, and then I'm gonna go in with a neutral tone blush. I used this in my last holiday look as well. It's just so pretty and it's neutral, which means that it's not gonna like overpower the red and be too much on the cheek or clash or anything like that. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that, but I will add a little bit of pink in afterward, because just because you're wearing red doesn't mean you have to keep everything completely neutral. Pink is gonna look really pretty as well because it will just give you a little bit more life, I think, to your skin. So whatever color your skin naturally kind of flushes, choose a blush tone like that. Just keep it really natural looking. But I think kind of building the cheek up in layers is gonna look really pretty, just like as you would when you're contouring and doing eyeshadows. You're kind of building layers into the look. Just gives everything a little bit more depth and dimension, and it'll come out looking really pretty. I'm also going to sculpt a little bit because typically when you're wearing a red dress like this, you're going to a holiday event, so you can kind of go a little bit more like nighttime or evening makeup appropriate. So I'm going to take my NARS brush. I can't remember what this one's called. It was really popular, famous back in the day, like a few years back. And it's just a nice contour brush. So I'm taking my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder. I'm just gonna put a little bit on that. And then for this, I'm just gonna be keeping it pretty high up on my cheekbone here, just to give a little bit more definition. And then I am gonna add a little bit of that pink kind of blush tone like I mentioned. This one is by MAC, it's called Blush Baby, and it's just a really kind of muted rose color, I guess you would call it. Just nothing too bright or vibrant. All this is gonna do is warm up my cheek a little bit and make me look like I have a little bit more kind of a flush to my skin. So even though you don't wanna do anything too bold when you're wearing a bold color like this, you also don't want to go too minimal because you don't want to look completely washed out. So I think you have to make sure, it's like a fine balance. You have to make sure you have enough life and warmth to your skin so that you don't look dead. And but then you don't also want to overpower the look by going too bold because your dress or your top or whatever you're wearing is already going to be bold enough. So just getting that balance right is key. For the last product I'm going to put on my cheek, I'm going to try out the Rare Beauty highlighter. This is in the color Flaunt and it's just like a bronzy colored highlight. I'm going to put that on my beauty blender a little bit because I don't actually know how this is going to look. I've never used this before. I'm going to kind of tap that into my hand first. And then I'm going to just dab that right onto my cheekbone area. I'm also going to pop that on the bridge of my nose, tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, and chin, just to give my skin that kind of overall beautiful, glowing, dewy finish. So the cheek look is almost done. I'm just going to fill in my beauty mark and do my eyebrows. For my eyes, I'm going to take my Chanel bronzer and just kind of run that over my lids. And I'm going to take a small pencil brush and dip it into that Rare Beauty highlighter that I used. And I'm going to put that right in the inner corner of my eyelid. For lips, I'm just going to use High Tea by MAC. It's just kind of like a nudie kind of luster. So it'll give me a little bit of shine while letting my natural lip color show through. I'm gonna spray my face again because I really want that glow and I want that highlight and blush and everything I did on the cheek to kind of melt together and blend in seamlessly. I think one layer of mascara would just finish this look off perfectly. I'm not gonna put mascara on because I'm gonna get right into our eye look. But this is look number 1 done. Very kind of model vibe looking and just would look really beautiful with anything bold that you're gonna wear because it's so understated, but you still look glamorous and beautiful. My next look is gonna be my eye focus, but it is still gonna be kind of understated and just very minimal. I'm gonna do a cut crease, but just using very subtle kind of neutral toned shades. It'll go perfectly with the red dress because it'll still look glam, but it'll be understated and it won't overpower anything. To keep things easy, I'm gonna use the same palette that I used from my last tutorial, and that's the Born This Way Natural Nudes palette. First shade I'm gonna go in with is this one called Nude. I'm gonna place the brush right into my crease and just start to kind of carve out my crease area and a little bit above. I mean, I have a lot of space on my brow bone, so I also like to go a little bit higher than my crease, but just kind of depending on your eye shape. Starting in the crease and blending the shadow a little bit above. And then I'm also gonna bring it out pretty much kind of just past the tail of my eyebrow. With the same brush, I'm gonna use the color Seashell, and I'm just gonna blend that right into the same area, just to make sure everything looks seamless. Just take a little bit of concealer, put it on the back of your hand. I'm gonna take my MAC 242, which is just like this flat kind of paddle brush, and I'll dip it right into the concealer, and I'm gonna start to cut my crease. So I like to start right on the inner corner of my eye, and don't go up past your eyelid, your mobile lid. And once you get to this halfway point, just look up. That's how you know how far up to bring your concealer, because that's how far up it's gonna transfer to anyway, and it's also just gonna be that perfect shape that suits your eye. So once you've done that, then you can go in and perfect that line with the concealer. I'm gonna bring my cut crease all the way out past my brow. You could leave it here and just do like a half cut crease, it's up to you. But for today, I'm gonna do the whole shabam. When you get to the in part, just wipe off your brush and kind of blend that concealer out so it looks more seamless with the rest of your face. Now we have something that looks like this. I'm gonna take MAC pigment in Naked. It's just a really pretty, still like neutral beigey tone pigment, but very glam because it has subtle flecks of glitter in it. And I think it'll be subtle, but holiday and glitzy too. So I'm picking that up on the back of my same brush that I just used. And I'm gonna go in and just lay it right on top of the concealer that we just put down. Then I'm just gonna put a really small wing on with the liquid liner. That definitely took a while because my eyeliner pen exploded on my left eye, so I had to redo that a couple times. But once you have your wing liner on, then you can just go ahead and put a little bit of mascara on top. I'm gonna go back in with Nude and just run it along my bottom lash line. And then just a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes as well. For my lip, I'm just gonna put on a nudie pink. This one's Barbara by NARS. And this is the final look, the cut crease, that is simple to do, understated, and will go really well with this red dress. For the last look, I took off the cut crease and I just left my wing liner and my mascara on, and we're gonna do a classic bold red lip. So if you do wanna wear a red lip with your red dress, which you totally can, my suggestions are to keep your eyes pretty minimal and pretty understated like I've done here. I just have the liner and the lash, not the lashes, but just the mascara on. And the other thing to keep in mind is that you want the red lip that you're wearing to match exactly the red dress that you have on. This is like a, I would say like true Ferrari red. And so I'm gonna use Ruby Woo by MAC because it's also like a true kind of bright red. Like there's a little bit of a yellow undertone to it as opposed to a blue undertone, which would be more for like a, I guess, a little bit of a darker red dress. So that's it, that's the key. Just get a red that's really gonna match that dress. Otherwise, if you have like an orangey red lip on and like a darker burgundy type dress, then that's when it starts to look not as nice and it'll kind of clash. So I'll throw this on and then I'm gonna line my lips with MAC Burgundy Lip Liner. This is my third and final look, and it's just the simple classic red lip with the red dress, which can always work as long as you match the undertone or undershade of that red. I really hope you liked those looks. Let me know which one you would choose for your holiday party or holiday event. I'm sure there's not a lot of parties going on this year, but even if you're going to your family's house or anything like that, it's still fun to play with makeup, put some makeup on for the holidays. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you in my next one.